Hello guys, it's me, Shala, JJ, whatever you want to call me. While I'm not working on my Sonic TV video, I decided to give you guys a little special treat by reviewing one of my favorite games, Sonic Generations. Now, because I don't have a capture card, we're obviously going to be playing a PC port of this game, which means it might be running a bit worse. I don't know the specs. I haven't played this game in years on the PlayStation, so I don't know which one runs better. But you guys can tell me in the comments. But yeah, let's go. And I would have done something for the back, but my camera did not want to focus. Have fun. So, what is Sonic Generations? A bad game. I kid, of course, but Sonic Generations is a very weird game, and that's something that I can't say for a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of weird level design flaws, like not being able to move the camera and all that other jazz, but besides that, this is still one of the best games. No, not even one of the best Sonic games, but one of the best games, at least one of my favorite games, of the 2010s, like out of all of them. Yeah, God of War second. Sonic Generations just came into the room and is beating all of you up. It has 2 Sonics. What? So, let's take a look at this game. But let's start with this blue boy right here. Let's start with his controls because he's the most important. He's modern Sonic and not this blue boy who ruins Sonic Forces.
For a modern Sonic game, Sonic has a very good moveset, but a lot of the level design issues do mess up this moveset in the long run, but let's not talk about that. Because it's a boost game, we obviously have the mainstays for every boost game. You got the boost, you got the homing attacks, and you got the stop. And that's it. And you also have the slide. They're pretty decent moves. The slide isn't that overpowered as it is in Forces. It's very overpowered in Forces. The homing attack works well. I think that I can pretty much go on fast routes. The boost is completely overpowered with a lot of different things. And also, it can crash a game. It's never really happened to me before, but I'm just saying if you have a really trash computer, it could crash the game. But I don't have a trash computer. So, besides that, we have a lot of returning moves. So when I say a lot of returning moves, I mean one specific returning move, which is the Lightspeed Dash. And I actually, when I played this, I forgot it was in, and I remember playing Perfect Chaos in the recording demo. I was like, I'm gonna get used to the game again so I can, talk about it. And the Lightspeed Dash is no longer a thing that you do where you can see the line of rings and you can Lightspeed Dash across it. Now in this game, it is like a little thing around and you say, oh, you can Lightspeed Dash. And I wanted to do it in the Perfect Chaos fight, but I didn't know the button. And then I went to Speed Highway and then I tried to use the button and the button worked, but it didn't work in Perfect Chaos boss. And that's literally one of my favorite fights. And, whew, yes, speaking of that, the biggest thing with the controls that really mess it up is the lack of camera control. It's very noticeable in the Perfect Chaos fight. Without camera control, it's a lot harder to control what you're doing. Like, in one part in Speed Highway, I was literally going around in circles because the camera was right in front of Sonic, and you cannot switch that whatsoever. There's no mods, at least not that I've found, or that I can put into my game, that really change how the camera moves so that you can actually move it. And maybe it's a level design issue, but I have no idea why, because I think in Sonic Unleashed you could move your camera. So it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of Sonic games where you go very fast and you can also move your camera. Hell, in Sonic 06 you can move your camera, which means Sonic Generations should definitely have camera controls. And it doesn't even have to be at the 2D sections. That's you could limit camera control there, but for the 3D sections where I have to do 3D platforming and I'm not just boosting, it's a bit hard to do precise platforming when the camera janks up, screws out, and then I can't do any type of platforming. So that type sucks, and it's very noticeable in my Speed Highway recording. Besides that, the level design obviously has issues to why this playstyle. Like I said, the camera is a very big problem. But besides that, the game has really good controls, and Sonic, modern Sonic has really good moves. They work, I guess. I don't know what else to say. It's just moves. They work. They're functional. They're not completely overpowered, but not completely underpowered. The homing attack does what a homing attack is supposed to do. And the only notable thing I can say also about that is that Speed Highway, when I was playing, I had the exact same glitch I had when I did my Sonic Adventure review, where I was going down that long glass hallway and the music just randomly stopped. I feel like now that was intentional. But yeah, now I was gonna do Classic Sonic in a different segment, and then I remember the Classic Sonic has like 3 moves, so we might as well go over it here too. Classic Sonic doesn't have that many moves. He has a lot of extra things he can do, but in his stages, they're pretty much simple 2D platformers with no 3D, while Sonic is more 2.5D. He has the jump. His spin dash is completely overpowered, and in this game, they actually, put a button to it. And when I play Forces, I always try and find a button for it because it's so simple. Just use the button. It's so simple. Just have the square button or the X button on an Xbox controller. Just blah, do that. But no, it's not in Forces. But in Generations, it works pretty well. Even though there are a lot of videos telling you that you probably shouldn't spin dash in 3D stages, and it's true. But spin dash is very overpowered and was not built for 3D. So yeah, you're gonna break the game. But besides that, both they control really well. I don't really have any issues with Classic Sonic. I think most of it lies on the level design and all of that. Speaking of which, let's get to that part called the levels.
So we have a pretty decent Sonic control style, which is very rare for Sonic games of the 2010s. We either have too many 2D sections and the control style suffers because of it, and we also don't have things like drift or Sonic Colors, or we have Forces, which is so automated that you can barely move 3 feet without the game saying, "But wait, let me help you." So I think personally that we should get into the level design because, like I said, controls are nothing without good level design, and this game has designed levels, alright. So instead of just going through every level and saying all the minor things, I'm gonna go through every level, but I'm just gonna do a short recap of them because these levels are long and I would probably have something to complain. Now, Green Hill, Act 2 and Act 1. Act 2 is the modern, Act 1 is the classic. It's pretty decent. Act 1 is just super quick and snappy Sonic gameplay. I think that is how it is for all 3 of the first classic stages. The modern stages, on the other hand, are really well recreated. Green Hill Modern, or Act 2, is amazing. It's fun, exhilarating, and it's a great stage to start you off in. Chemical Plant doesn't have any real bad design flaws, so does Green Hill. But for some reason, when I was playing Green Hill for this new recording, I don't know what type of glitch this was, but it ended up sending me through the rail, and it didn't happen once; it happened twice, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess." But besides that, really good. It was really fun.
If you don't like me, kill it right now. Otherwise, they fight out. What's that sound? Sticking in your eyes with a tail. Put that bitch in your mouth. Right in Miss Tokyo.
Yeah, Sky Sanctuary is less of a favorite for me. It's a fun stage, and I definitely got an S rank on it for a good time, but I mean, it's just okay. Classic Sky Sanctuary has a very annoying part where you have to run through something or something like that. I know it's something like that. When I play the game for gameplay footage, I'll probably look at it. And I get to run for there's something you gotta run for. I know there's an aiming mission for it too. You have to run on these little platforms and they're very annoying. Just like in Sonic 3. So then we fight Death Eye Robot, and this is where I immediately stopped when I was younger. I was very bad at playing games, and I remember playing this on PS3, and I was very trash at it. But the Death Eye Robot boss isn't really hard. You just kind of gotta do what you gotta do, get the little rocket launchers and missiles and all that, and it's super easy. Speed Highway is an incredibly fun stage in 3D. It's fast, snappy, it's amazing. In 2D, it's different. They're certainly different. A lot of these extra stages, they're a lot different in 2D, which is kind of weird, but I also don't play them in 2D too much, so I'll mostly be talking about the 3D versions. A lot of the 2D versions kind of blend together. I don't really know anything bad besides maybe in Planet Whistle, which I'll get to. Yeah, so All 3 of these levels in this section are really good in 3D, decent in 2D. You know, like I said, they blend together. There's obviously new ideas. Like in Crisis City, you have some really cool ideas. But besides that, there isn't really much to say for these levels. They're just really well-designed levels. Seaside Hill, I think that's the name of it. I don't know. Pretty good stage. Very bad. I don't know. It's like it's just annoying in 3D, and that's really my opinion on it. And then we get to the last level of stages. Also, Crisis City is not in this section. I was thinking the last section. The last section has Crisis City, Rooftop Run, and Planet Wisp. So the second section, which is like I guess the Dreamcast era, was pretty decent. The classic era was really good. So what about the more modern era? It's good. I mean, I feel like they left out way too many games. This game is only 9 stages and 3 bosses. Speaking of bosses, I did talk about the Killer boss before this, so I'm not gonna touch on it again. It's a great boss. Has some problems. For some reason, the Light 3 Dash isn't working. That's all I gotta say. For me, this last section is a lot more hit or miss. Crisis City is a lot of fun in 3D. In 2D, it's decent, but it's very long. Like, it's annoying. Rooftop Run has this like weird part, like the Pachinko machine and Super Mario Sunshine for some reason, and it was very annoying. But for some reason, I feel like I was wrong. It was like a clock. I know it was in 2D. It wasn't in 3D, but I played the 3D stage recently, so it wasn't in 2D. It was in 2D, but it was in classic Sonic. But those 2 stages are freaking godlike. Some of the greatest stages compared to Planet Wisp. Let's talk about classic Planet Wisp. Both of these stages last for way too long. They do. There is obvious problems with the level design here. As in a 3D version of the stage, you'll be waiting on platforms for a lot of the stage, or using the color wisp. It's a lot more, and it's kind of weird to say this, fun in classic mode. And I never thought that when I first played it. I was like, dang, this is really garbage and trash. But for me, playing it again, it was pretty fun. I liked the spin dashing mechanic. It wasn't really frustrating. It wasn't like I lost that many lives playing it. I don't think I ever game over playing that stage. Maybe I did. I don't know. And I played this all off camera. You're gonna see different footage, but it was a lot of fun playing as classic. The spin dash mechanic with the Wisp guy, it was pretty fun. There were some interesting puzzles. There were some interesting platforms you had to reach. But in 3D, it was horrendous. That first part has very little control because Sonic doesn't know how to stop himself because he moves like a tank and can't turn 2 feet without saying, wait, let me jump off the stage. And that's a legit problem. And also, either he takes Sonic, which can't even walk around enemies without dying, or he's, going so fast that you can barely control him and barely see what's coming up in front of you. And those are legit problems I have, and I think it's more of a control issue, but the level design doesn't complement it much, and it makes the problem even worse than it was beforehand. So, I don't know which one to blame. Either it's the level design being so fast that Sonic can't slow down, or it's the controls for not making Sonic slow down and being all hell tank who goes super fast but can't turn for anything. And that's it. Those are all the stages. I think a lot of the stages are good. The F-Dragoon boss, I'm not beating it. I don't care. I will say that I beat this game because I'm not touching that F-Dragoon boss. It's easily one of the worst bosses in the entire game. So level design is weird, and it stays like that for the whole game. It has really good moments like in Green Hill or in Chemical Plant, it's Sky-Centric, no, not Sky-Centric, or Cityscape, and then he has this trash moments like the entirety of Planet Wisp in 3D, and it's like, game, right here. Why are you doing this? You have such good stages like Cityscape and classic Green Hill, and then you come here and you add trash stages like, I don't know, Planet Wisp. Now, obviously, I'm doing this in the wrong order. What about the story? Now, I wanted to do the story later instead of first because I wanted to get over the gameplay stuff first because the story is super simple. So, let's talk about the story first. So, the entire story basically kicks off when Sonic goes to Green Hill to the 10,000th time, and that's basically it. The time meter comes, and Sonic's like, what? Classic Sonic, of course. And then Sonic has his birthday party. Tails is the runner of the birthday party. Sonic comes, he's like, oh my god, friends, and everybody's like, surprise! I did a vector voice. And everybody's chilling, they're like, well, dang. And they're all having a good time, and then the timer just says, yo, I'm about to go ahead and end this man's whole career. And steals all of his friends, like, my sister's stealing something from a Rite Aid. And that was pretty much it for that. Basically, he unlocks all of his friends, meets Classic Sonic, they team up, get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, go Super Saiyan, beat the time meter up, and then put Eggman and Classic Eggman in a white portal, and that's it. Sonic is still voiced by Roger Craig Smith, the best Sonic voice actor. That was obviously sarcasm. He's decent in Boom. I love him in Boom, but he's just okay here. I don't really have a lot of hate for him, and he's just like the guy who's just bald and nose hair, and that's it. And yeah, the writing isn't terrible. It's just I like the points that are quick, but come on, bro, you could have done something. There's nothing interesting. It's just all 4 of them, which is just 2 Sonic and 2 Tails, just chilling out and I don't know, saying, dang, what's Eggman gonna do now? Well, actually, Eggman is taking over this place. Let's go there, and then you go there and do that, and then they meet up again to say how they did that, and they go to a different place to do the next thing, and then they meet up again, and then at the end of the game, everybody comes in for the power friendship after they get smacked harder than me after I don't do my chores or something like that for the 30th time. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, no, that's it. There's nothing interesting about the story. It's just quick, snappy, fun, and I mean, like, I don't pay attention to the story in a Sonic game. I mean, I like Sonic 06's story, but for the wrong reasons, so yeah, I guess it's like a 6 out of 10 story. It just gets straight to the point. They just tell you, go there, do this, like a regular GTA 5 Flex Quest mission. That's it. So, this game has a decent story. Decent or mediocre, at least. Basically nothing happens. It's just basically the gang saying, let's go over this way, and then they go over that way, and then they do what they have to do, and that's it. And hey, if that's the type of story you like, then you'll love this game. But I'm not here for that. You see this little thing on the corner? I don't know if you can see it. Right here. 20th anniversary. Yeah. That means there has to be some action-packed content. Like artwork and music, and there is. Hell, there's more content in this single game than Sonic Gems Collection. And more content there is. Yes, this game has a lot of extra content. Now, of course, I haven't unlocked all of the artwork or the music, but it's decent how they actually do this. You see, you can, when you play challenges, there's a little bell that rings, and if you ring that bell, you can get different artworks and music. And I like that. It's an incentive to try 100% complete the game to get more music and artwork. Now, obviously, I haven't done some of the more annoying challenges in this game, but I honestly do want to fill out the deck. Another thing you can get is red rings, which actually makes it, you know, useful to collect those things. So, honestly, I'm kind of happy with the things they included. They included this little art gallery, which has some of the greatest music in this game. And this art gallery has just, like, artwork, character bios on characters you've already unlocked at this point. I guess, you know, a trophy room, if you're smart enough to actually get to the trophy room, which I forgot the cheat to, but I got there at one point. And yeah, so, it's something little, you know, that doesn't really matter. So, at this point, might as well add some extra stuff. We have a lot of, extra, like, stuff like Blast Off and all these little power-ups, and they're pretty interesting. I like how they added it in Lost World, but I don't like it better. I like these power-ups here. You just get rings and stages, and then you can buy different power-ups. I don't really use these power-ups, so I don't know how, but I remember Blast Off being really overpowered. But I like the system itself. It's pretty decent. It's a good way and a good initiative to actually try and unlock things in the game to get better. Like, it's really good. Like, one of my favorite ones is Disney Infinity, how they have like a little point system and you can buy different skills with the points. I mean, it's really out there for a Sonic type game, but this game is already a decent to really good package. So adding this on, it's just a little bonus fee, you know, if you ever want to actually play the game again. And that's it. It's just a good Sonic game from head to toe. I have nothing else to say. We have great gameplay. We have a decent and mediocre story. Level design, but it is good at multiple moments in the game, and a lot of the stages are enjoyable no matter how much I will complain about them. They are still enjoyable stages that I will play all the time. A lot more robust moves than any other Sonic game. Honestly, I think that this, out of 10, is a good 8 out of 10. It's not the greatest Sonic game, but it is one of the best Sonic games of this entire 2010s, the entire decade of the 2010s. It is my personal favorite. It has the best level design. It has the best point system. It's just a really good anniversary title. And if Sonic Forces was as good as this, I think a lot of people wouldn't have hated on it and would have wanted to go back to this game. And I hope that the 30th anniversary title does live up to what this is, because honestly, yes, this game is 10 years old, and that means this game is almost as old as me. And I did not take a look at it because it was 10 years old. I took a look at it because it's a fun game that I love playing for some reason all the time. And that's basically it. Thanks for watching the review. Do what you're gonna do for those likes and subscribes. And I'll see you later. And do not get eaten by a tiger.